I thought my daughter, Lily, was just going through normal teenage stuff. She was 16, locked in her room more than usual, headphones on, barely talking. My husband said something was wrong, but I brushed it off. Then one day, while vacuuming under her bed, I found it. Her diary. It was wedged between the wall and her mattress. It fell open when I picked it up, and there it was. My name, underlined 3 times, with the words "I hate her" in big, angry letters. I should have stopped right there, but I didn't. At first, it was normal teen drama. Boys, school, teachers. Then my hands started to shake. She wrote about cutting, where she did it so no one would see, how the pain helped when everything felt too heavy. She wrote about dying, wondering if anyone would miss her, saying her dad might cry, but I would probably be relieved. I read a poem she wrote about disappearing, about screaming but no sound coming out. Some of the lines were lyrics from those sad songs she always played. My heart was breaking. And then I found the reason. Last year, my sister was diagnosed with cancer. I threw myself into taking care of her, driving her to chemo, cooking meals, babysitting her kids. I thought I was balancing it all. But through Lily's eyes, I had disappeared. She wrote entry after entry about the soccer games I missed, about how tired I always was, how I never asked about her day anymore but spent hours on the phone with my sister. The worst entry was about her birthday. I'd promised to be home for dinner, but my sister had a bad reaction to treatment. I stayed at the hospital and completely forgot to call. Lily wrote, "Mom has a new daughter now. She doesn't need me anymore." She described waiting for me all night with the birthday cake she baked herself, sitting at the table checking her phone every few minutes. At midnight, she blew out her own candles and went to bed. I put the diary back exactly where I found it. Then I went to my room and cried until I couldn't breathe. That night, I told my husband we needed to talk. I didn't tell him about the diary, just that I realized how much I'd been neglecting Lily. We made a plan. He'd take over some of my sister's care. His eyes got wide, like he'd been waiting months for me to see it. The next day, I picked Lily up from school for a surprise lunch. She was suspicious. When I asked about the cuts on her wrist, she pulled her sleeve down and said it was the cat. I didn't push. Instead, I told her how much I missed her, how sorry I was for being so caught up, that she would always be my priority. She asked why I was saying this now. I just told her that sometimes we don't see what's right in front of us until something wakes us up. She didn't say much, but when I dropped her back at school, she hugged me for the first time in months. From that day on, I started keeping my promises. I went to her games. I limited my sister talks to after Lily's bedtime. We set up weekly mother-daughter outings that were sacred. One night, I baked her cake recipe and told her I wanted a do-over of her birthday. She looked at me strangely, but she smiled. A real smile. A few months later, Lily left her diary open on her bed before school. I think she did it on purpose. The entry said, "Mom's back." She crossed out her old poem and wrote a new one. This one was about being seen, about someone fighting for you even when you've given up the fight yourself. I never told her I read her diary, but sometimes I think she knows. She's 19 now and in college. Last week, she called just to check on me. Before she hung up, she said, "Thanks for fighting for me back then, Mom." I'm still not sure what she meant, but I know how close I came to losing her. Not to death, but to the slow death of neglect. Reading that diary changed everything. It probably saved her life. It definitely saved our relationship.